Okay, so I want to talk about a topic that, at its core, is what I believe really differentiates successful entrepreneurs and successful leaders from ones who are unsuccessful. At the end of the day, it's not necessarily what we want to happen, what we want to have, what our ambitions are, because we all, I'm sure, have great ambitions to grow and to achieve success and have successful teams and successful organizations. But why is it that so few actually accomplish this? I think now is a more important time than any to really reflect on this. And it's never about what our ambition is. It's about really what our commitments are, what we are committed to, and how committed are we. So when you look at adverse situations, you're dealing with adversity, challenges, barriers, what have you. When you see a leader abandoning their long-term vision in favor of impulsive decisions, whatever those might be, you start to question, how committed were you to that long-term vision? And having clarity of that, I mean, I think first and foremost, you have to be clear on what you want. And you have to be very clear on where you want your business to go. And having clarity of that vision means that you now know whether the actions that you were taking are either moving you closer to that goal and closer to achieving that vision, or further away. Because this is a very important decision to make right now. And if you don't know where you're going, if you don't have clarity of vision, well, then chances are at least half of the decisions that you're making may be working completely against achieving, a destination you haven't set. You may be taking action every single day without a clear objective, without a clear destination. So it really starts with where are we going? What is our business going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And when you're clear on that, and more importantly, when you're committed to that, then the decisions you make become much easier. You know that whatever you're dealing with in the short term, in a 30-day period, a 3-month period, even a 6-month period, if you're committed to a long-term vision, then the decisions that you're making are ultimately either working for you or against you. Either you're moving closer to that vision or further away. Now, at the same time, people hear commitment and they think, okay, well, look around you. These are uncertain times. How can I be committed in light of all of this uncertainty? And I'm not advocating making decisions that could sink the ship, that could wipe out your business. Absolutely not. In fact, if you're committed to, a clear long-term vision, the idea would probably be that you don't go out of business. But that being said, if you know where you want to go, and I know this is such a simple concept, but for whatever reason, it is infinitely complex in its actual execution and those that are really sticking with it. So if you aspire to be better than you are today, for the organization to be better than what it is today, and if you have clarity over what that organization looks like 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, then you're going to have much more clarity over the types of decisions you should be making now. Because if you're doing things that are in line with that are constantly moving you forward, that that right now, perhaps laying off 50% of my organization may not make sense if in 2-3 months we're all back in business and we're going to need to expand capacity. Maybe I need to hang on to these people and find other roles within the organization that they could support us, or ways in which they can make the business better so that we come out a stronger organization. If you're committed to ultimately growing that organization, that perhaps dialing back on marketing right now is counterintuitive to long-term growth. So, we did another vlog on this a while back where it really talked about preservation versus focusing on opportunity. And ultimately, I agree that you would not want to do anything that could wipe you out entirely. I think that generally placing bets like that is foolhardy. However, when you're committed to a long-term vision, the decisions you make during times of prosperity, during times of adversity, what have you, oftentimes they don't change. Oftentimes you're still committed to that growth and you stick with it because you're not looking at just a temporary situation, but more so focused on the long term. And having clarity in that destination really makes sense. And this also, I'll tell you, the business owners that I've seen that have been the most committed to a long-term vision are the ones taking the most care of their team, their clients, their community, all of those different things, because they realize that I've got to focus not just on today, but I've also got to remain committed to our future. And I don't want to abandon that, even though we're going through periods of short term or even for several months of adversity, doesn't change where we want to go. Wish you the best.